Welcome to the Digital Dreaming off the Gridiron podcast. It is your host, Asif Ali, joined today by 2012 Super Bowl participant, 2012 NFC Champion, 2013 NFC Championship game starting fullback, a 7-year NFL pro vet for the Bills and the Niners, the one, the only Anthony Boobie Dixon, number 24. Boobie, how you doing today, brother?
What's good? What's good, man? How you doing, man? Glad for you having me.
100%. Great to have you back on. Three-time returning guest for the Digital Dream Off the Gridiron podcast. So, let's just get right into it.
Yes, sir.
Monday night. Oh,
Ah,
oh,
just make me cringe.
oh. I mean, we were both at the game. I was a 101. You were a sideline, right? I think you're a sideline.
Yep. We was over there in the BNY.
Yeah,
Yep.
like dope. Yeah. And then obviously the Niners, obviously, they came out flat. Brock Purdy had his worst game of his short career with 4 interceptions. The Baltimore Ravens, they dominated, scored on 6 straight drives. You obviously saw Christian McCaffrey when he ran the ball, still was able to average 105 yards on 14 carries, and he almost had 2 touchdowns on the day. Had Kyle Shanahan chose to run it in my opinion, when Sam Darnold came in as quarterback on the 203-yard line. Let me ask you this: what is your immediate reaction to that game?
Uh, like it's just those guys just got our number. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat. You know what I'm saying? We struggle with the Ravens, man. We got a history of it, and I don't know if they must don't really like us. Because it seems like every time they play us, they on their A game. You know what I'm saying? So man, it's just, I don't know, man. The Ravens just got our number, kind of. I hope somebody knock them out, you know what I'm saying, in the playoffs so we don't have to see them again, because forget that, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, yeah, it was just, that's just what I thought. So I'm like, man, these dudes, always these dudes, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually saw the Super Bowl, which you participated in against Baltimore the day before the game, and obviously, I thought it would have given the players, even though there's not any players from that team left on the 49ers team, I thought they'd have a little more motivation. But you actually heard of Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, these guys say that, and Kyle Hamilton say that they felt disrespected, with the spread being 5.5 points. But I was just sitting there just watching this game, and I was just thinking, the whole time that the offensive line wasn't able to stop, some of these pass rushers from Baltimore who lead the league in sacks. Very similar to the NFC Championship game last year against Philadelphia when you were back on this past January. Obviously Philadelphia had 70 sacks on the season that last season. That was a historic year for them. Third most NFL history. But you just saw this Baltimore team, like you said, come in with fresh motivation and just this energy and passion, which I just didn't see from the Niners all night long. I mean, obviously, you did have, like I said, Christian McCaffrey. And let me ask you this question. Why? I mean, when we were about last on, you said, when I asked you about Frank Gore not being able to get the ball at the one in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, you said that was some bullshit from Greg Roman, and Terrell Brown, your teammate, agreed with you. And I also agree with you. What do you think about Kyle Shanahan not running the ball and giving the ball to Christian McCaffrey only 14 times yesterday?
Um, I think it kind of, I think the flow of the game kind of caused it to happen like that. I think he was doing good. I think Brock was throwing it pretty good at one point until he started throwing the interceptions. George was eating. IU had a big night. I think Debo had a couple catches. So it looked like the game plan was working until the pick started happening. Then, once you fall behind, it's hard to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? You now you're trying to pass to get back in the game. It's almost like you passing every play. So I don't know. I think the flow of the game kind of caused Christian to lose some carries, and that's what normally happens when you go down 2 touchdowns. So we was almost down 3 touchdowns, I think. And that's just what happens. You stop running the ball, you start trying to pass, trying to get the points back faster, you know.
100%. But I think, Ken, let me ask you a follow-up question to that. Kyle, when the Niners started got into the hole, Kyle stopped going he stopped letting Brock try to go deep. He kind of focused on screens and short play action passes. Do you think that was an effective strategy, or do you think it would have been better if Brock tried to make the big play happen when they fell down deep?
I think in a game like that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta go big or go home. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
Like but that was dubbed as the game of the year, Super Bowl preview. I mean, you got to go for it. I don't blame Brock for throwing it, for trying it. I don't blame him because, in that moment, you thinking capture the moment, go for the glory. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm finna get it in there. We about to beat these boys. So, I don't blame Brock for making the decisions he made, but, once you go through what he went through, now it's a tough lesson. Now it's time to learn from it and, adjust and know next time a game of that magnitude, now hey, playoffs if that happen, hey, Brock, this ain't a gunslinger game right here. We can't be just trying to force stuff. It's got to be there. You got to make sure it's there before we throw it. So, what I'm saying? It's got to be one of those. I'm not mad at that loss. That didn't end our season. That didn't take the number one seed away from us. We'll be okay. We just got to go back and look at that film. We know we're not going to beat nobody with 5 turnovers. Like, come on. Especially the Ravens, especially the 11-3 Ravens.
Yeah.
Man, you just take it for what it is, suck it up, and roll with it.
100%. You brought up a very interesting point, which I want to touch upon. Obviously the seeding, the Niners are still in control, very much going to control the destiny. And I also think one more thing that you brought up, I think kind of lessons and learning from this. And that's what Dante Whitner said. Your teammate, right? Big hit, Whitner, Hitman, right? Number 31. He was saying that on the post game that, obviously that, that this is actually a blessing in disguise for the Niners. Were there instances with Kaepernick? Because remember the Seahawks loss back in 2012, the Super Bowl year, when y'all went to Seattle and you lost 42-13. Did that kind of help shape, the psyche of the team to kind of say, okay, we got to learn from this and help kind of carry momentum into the postseason?
Oh yeah. Every time you get your butt whooped like that, it's always kind of like an eye opener.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it's like, okay, bro, we ain't invincible. You know what I'm saying? We ain't unbeatable. Now we got to really, hone back in on the basics, and improve, whatever we was doing wrong, improve that and stay tighter, get better. Yeah, it makes you up your game. It makes you come back the next week angry, ready to send a statement. And I feel like, Washington in trouble. You know what I'm saying? The Commanders, they in trouble. If them boys got the type of heart that I think they got, if they got the type of drive that I think they got, they going to come out next week. And it's this Washington game not even going to be close.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what it make you do. That's what it make you do.
100%. No, and I agree with you on that. I think like you said, because I remember that game being such a bad loss, then it opened the eyes of the team, and they didn't lose out up until the Super Bowl. But I mean, had Roman ran the ball and the referees, didn't actually pull the flag on Crabtree being held. I mean, we're gonna talk about that, but if they pull the flag on that play, then I mean, we'd be sitting here, you'd be a Super Bowl champion. But with that said, I mean, still being a super run is phenomenal, and I think this team is still the best in the NFC. But let me ask you some more specifics about the offense, because Jordan, you playing the running back position and you being the starting fullback in those big game moments, as well as on the goal line situations before you became a starter. The 4th and 1, 31 at the goal line. Do you think Christian McCaffrey should be used more, and why are they not using him on those goal line situations? At the 1-yard line.
I don't know, man. I don't think Christian McCaffrey is really a goal line back. I think they should go more to Mitchell or Mason in those moments. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. McCaffrey is great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take nothing away from him. But on the goal line, it get a little tougher. You know what I'm saying? Get a little rough. You got to have that body weight matter. And I think Mitchell and Mason are bigger backs than he is. I think they deserve their moment then. I think they deserve their time. I know Christian like to score touchdowns. We all know about the touchdowns he liked to score, but at the end of the day, man, like he came down with us. Obviously, back in the day, I was a better goal line back than Frank Gore.
Yes, sir.
Frank Gore, Hall of Famer. But on the goal line, I was just better because of how my style, my size, and my power. I would look at the 49ers and say the same thing about Mitchell and Mason. I'm like, man, get those guys a shot. You know what I'm saying? McCaffrey, every game he looked beat up and swole and cut up every game. So, on goal line, he don't necessarily have to be in there. I say give Mitchell a run, give Mason a run, and let's see what they do. But I mean, you know me, I'm a running back. I'm always saying run the ball. I
Yes,
really don't
sir.
care who in there. But that's just my opinion, man. You got to run it. You got to run it. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's been Kyle Shanahan's Achilles heel. You know what I mean? We look at the Super Bowl 4 years ago. The one game was working with Debo. The one game was working with Raheem, right, Mostert. And then
Yep.
ultimately, I mean, I don't know why he got away from that. And I think for this game, maybe, I mean, this is just my theory. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe because of the fact that, it was an MVP game for kind of that MVP discussion, that basically Kyle wanted to show everyone how good of a passer Brock was. But the Ravens are still the number one ranked defense in the NFL. So I mean, I take that with a grain of salt, right? Because of what you just said, you have to kind of scheme, but you also want to run as much as you can. I still think when Christian ran that touchdown in on the second quarter, it cut the lead down to 13-12 with Brock's 4 interceptions. The lead was 13-12 for Baltimore, right? And that's because he ripped off a 70-yard run, then he ripped off the goal line run, or not goal line, but it was 12-yard run to score a touchdown. And I think to your point, I don't know why Mitchell and Mason aren't getting the ball, but they definitely should.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's one thing I think that kind of held us back. Man, I'm still saying it to this day. Like you was just talking about, Greg Roman didn't run it. Boobie D didn't get his chance either. You know what I'm saying? And you know how great I was on the goal line. So that's what I'm saying. You don't want to go through that game and not try all your pieces. Mitchell and Mason, they in the room for a reason too. They bring something to the table too. So what I'm saying is, man, use all your guys. Don't get too caught up in, it's got to be McCaffrey or it's got to be this guy. No, we got to play the best player, for the best situation. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's going to work out. But I think Cal going to figure that out, man. He a great coach, smart coach, man. I think he's going to figure it out. They just got to learn their lesson like we did. Hopefully they don't wait till the last game of the season to learn it the hard way. Like you say, like Dante said, that could be a blessing in disguise. Now you see how you might need to mix it up, or how you might need to adjust. So, we'll see what they do these next 2 weeks.
100%. Let's talk about Brock's first pick to Debo. Obviously Ayuk was open for that check down, similar to how Cap forced the ball to Crabtree in the NFC Championship game that you scored your touchdown in. And then obviously, Q and Vernon Davis were open for the check down. Do you still kind of have bad memories about that? I mean, and just being honest, because I still do.
Bad memories about what?
Yeah, but basically the NFC Championship game, if you recall, Cap's last throw, right, when he threw it, he went to, just like the Super Bowl, he went straight to Crab in the corner, right? But then you had Vernon Davis and Anquan, open, in the flat, right at the goal line, at the one, I think, right? I mean, I wasn't sure as to why he went that way, but he said at the post game, oh yeah, I'm gonna go that way every single time. You see George Kittle saying that Brock just keep slinging it. That's why we are where we are, because you're the playmaker. I see those parallels between these young quarterbacks. That's what I'm saying, right? Do you see that too? And kind of, do you think that Brock? I mean, we obviously say he will learn from it, but how do you think Brock can improve moving forward? When they get in the postseason and they have bigger and tougher opponents.
Oh man, well, this is the thing. Brock got to just keep being Brock. You know what I'm saying? Because up until this point, he was MVP. You know what I'm saying? Best team in the league. Doing the dang thing. But how quickly that can change. You know what I'm saying? I think football is showing us. Now everybody like, oh, he's still learning now. He was just MVP. He was just the man. So let's, now I think Lamar is kind of the MVP. I think he kind of the man right now. But man, Brock just got to keep doing what he was doing. Yeah, it didn't work out last week. He forced it a little bit. The Ravens also locked us up a little bit. Let's just be honest. Humphrey was there on the George Kittle pick.
Yeah.
The dude jumped in front of Debo.
Kyle Hamilton.
On the goal line pick. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They was there. They made those plays. It wasn't, I don't think Brock, it was an instance where Brock threw it right to him. I think it was an instance where they made plays on the ball that we didn't make, and that's how the game was won, So, those guys got to make those plays for Brock, or make sure it don't get picked, and I think, but you know what, that first one, You was just saying that. I think Brock threw it to the wrong spot for real. Like if you can see Debo was crossing the safety, he was about to get ready to run into another window. You know what I'm saying? I thought Brock should have threw it more to the window that
Yeah.
Debo was heading to, but he kind of tried to laser it down the middle, like put it on his body, and the dude broke on it. But I thought he should have led him into the window and hit him in that window on that one. I was like, dang, Brock, you just threw it right to him and he broke on it. But if you'd have threw it away from him and kind of made him break through Debo's body, then he would have had to break through the back of Debo, you know what I'm saying, to get to the ball, you know, while he running at the angle. So I think he got to look at stuff like that, man, and, you know, look at it and break it down, and he'll get better. He'll be better.
Thank you for that. No, I think I was going to say that, because, one of the things that you mentioned about kind of, waiting for the play to develop, that was kind of where I was going for. Because I sat at 101 right behind when that pick happened in the end zone. So I saw that when it happened. Debo did break. He was ready. He was ready to make his double move and, kind of cut across. And I want to say, I play receiver, right? So, and Coach Dub, my college coach is on the Ravens, the receivers coach, shout out Coach Dub, but, fuck the Ravens. Anyway,
right.
happy for Coach, right? SJTC, Sound City College, we out here. But the point is, like you said, right? I think that awareness and that situational, and this game will kind of, I think, hone that. Brock basically going to, come out, like I said, he's going to come out with that dog mentality. He's been our best quarterback in the past 2 decades, and everyone who's basically like, what have you? What's his name? Nick Wright and who's the other dude? God, on the radios, they'll all be saying like he's not MVP, he's not good. Colin Coward, sheesh. Oh, Cam. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, Cam.
So, what do you think about Cam basically go on Twitter, and just like this right after, the game? What do you think about that?
Man, I think I don't know. We all know Cam Newton. That's Cam Newton. He like to talk, man.
Yeah.
Damn, Cam. Cam just like to talk. But man, he got a right to talk. Cam was an amazing quarterback, and you see all these other guys on TV talking that ain't even never played the position or did what Cam do. So, I respect what Cam got to say about the quarterback position. I wish he wouldn't talk about my boy Brock like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think Brock a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, it's his opinion. I'm not going to, it's his opinion. It's all opinion based. You know what I'm saying? So it's whatever. I'm just like, all right, Cam. If that's what you think, then that's what you think. But that's not what we all see. And I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still going to turn it around and we're going to win it.
100%. No, I think so too. And I think kind of to your point, I was going to ask you, do you agree with the criticism that Brock is limited in the sense that he's a product of everyone around him? Because, my counterpoint to that is, look at Joe Montana with Roger Craig, John Taylor, Jerry Rice. Look at Steve Young with John Taylor, Jerry Rice, Ricky Waters. Cap had you, Frank Gore, Tank, right? Vernon Davis, Anquan Bolden. Jimmy Garoppolo had George Kittle, the same squad almost basically. Raheem Mostert leading the league this season in touchdowns, right? I feel like every great offense needs to have those kind of pieces. So do you think that the offense is clicking because of Brock? Do you think it's Kyle Shanahan's scheme? Do you think it's a talent, or do you think it's a culmination of all?
Man, it's the combination. Everybody got talent around them, man. They just looking for something to pick at. You know what I'm saying? They just looking for something to say it's a reach. That reach. Everybody got talent around them. Anybody who ever played the position or won a Super Bowl, played the quarterback position and winning, won the big game, they had pieces around them. They didn't do it by themselves. They either had an offensive line or a great running back crew, running back committee, or a great receiver committee. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So Brock is no different. It's not his fault that he got great players around him, that we got the most players in the top 100 and all of that. It's not his fault, but, Lamar even got great players around him. He got OBJ, he got Flowers, Likely. All those dudes are becoming great in their own right, so he got a crew around here. Yeah, they might not be as established as some of the 49ers pieces is, but they great players. You saw what they did, on Sunday. So everybody got great players around them, man. So when they started talking that mess, I really don't pay no attention to it. I'm like, it's football. It's 11 players on the team. Like everybody got players. Of course, it's a combination. You know.
I
No.
mean, right? If you want to throw a squad, I mean, and that's how you want to play. You know what I mean? But if you, I mean,
Right.
the NFL, like you said, the highest level competition, the best talent usually comes out on top. You know, example Patrick Mahomes last year. You see what happens when he loses all of his pieces. Look how the Chiefs are doing since that happened.
Yeah, and then like you say, it's talent, but it's also the best team.
Right.
The best team. You know what I'm saying? Because if your offense, defense, special teams not there, and you not ready to go, you're gonna slip up. Trying to get there, you got to have all of that clicking, and y'all for majority y'all winning y'all battles, and then maybe y'all can win the big game.
100%. Let
Yep.
me ask you now to that question because I think you already said it, but do you think the Ravens are the best team in the NFL?
Yes, right now they are. Let's just call it how it is. They beat us. They took that name tag from us. We was the best team. Now the Ravens the best team, which is okay, man. It's not really even about that at this point. It's the what we gotta focus on is, not letting this kill us, and getting back, putting ourselves in position to see them again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the focus turn. It's not about, oh man, they took it from us. They took our swag. They number one in the league. Okay, all right, cool. Let them have that. They got it. You know what I'm saying? But we got to focus in, get focused, and make sure we don't slip up again so we can get back to that point to a possible rematch. You know what I'm saying? Then we can get them back. But yeah, man, I would say, yeah, Ravens got it right now. Yep.
100%. But to your point, let me actually go through some of the stats from last night. Total yards from the Ravens 343, Niners 429. So Niners had almost 100 more yards total offensively. Passing yards, Baltimore at 241, Niners at 308. Again, turning that ball over like you said, that's basically what caused those are critical, right? Rushing yards, 102 for Baltimore, 121 for San Francisco. Yards per play, 5.5 for Baltimore, 6.3 for San Francisco. First down, 23 to Baltimore, 21 for SF. So the point I'm making is kind of to your point, right? Baltimore took the title. That's fine. Lamar's MVP. That's fine. But this game was a lot more evenly matched if you look at the stats as opposed to what the box score said. And I think, had the Niners, like you said, not turned that ball over so many times. I mean, Ravens came in, they punched in the mouth. You remember when the Giants came, to Candlestick, they punched y'all in the mouth. It happens, right? And so, but that basically helps you kind of build momentum to kind of, like you said, get your mindset right for that Super Bowl run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We definitely do, man. The interceptions. I think we even had some guys that get hurt. I remember Trent being out of the game late. You know what I'm saying? With us, on that left side, Trent means so much to us. If we ain't got him on that left side, then don't none of it look good for real.
Yeah, it's very
Man,
concerning.
we got to get Big Trent back healthy. We need him the whole game. We need him out there. Yeah, it's just, man, we just got to get ourselves healthy, get our mind back focused, and know that we're gonna need all 11. Brock not just gonna win it by himself. He ain't Mr. Perfect. He damn good, but he makes mistakes. You know what I'm saying? He just showed us that he not above making a mistake. But man, I forgive him. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna ride. We still gonna ride. Faithful still gonna ride. And hey, Washington in trouble.
100%. Watching in trouble. Let's go. Let me talk about the secondary for a bit. Tashawn Gibson, our favorite member of the secondary, number 31, six tackles and assists. I remember when he came to join the team last year. You see, 31's a dog. What's his name? Right?
Yeah.
Tashawn. Yeah, he led the league he led the team in tackles on Sunday. But
Mm.
one area of weakness I want to call out, and I love this dude because he's my Muslim brother, Ambry Thomas. There are a few plays where I thought he kind of got beat and he just wasn't knowing the assignment and the situation. Did you notice that? And kind of what do you expect for the defense in the secondary moving forward?
Well, man, up until this game, he had been playing pretty good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think he made a couple big plays in back-to-back weeks. So, I don't know, man, but when the best of the best get out there, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you still can get exposed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened to him. Bateman was running some good routes. I think he ran some good routes. I was watching this morning. I seen he ran a double route on Thomas on one play that was really good. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think they kind of messed with him a little bit and played with him, picked on him a little bit. I think they stayed away from Ward. I didn't see too many balls go Ward way. So, Thomas got to know that people finna come after you, especially with Ward playing as good as he playing. Like, you got to tighten up. You got to be on your A game. You know what I'm saying? Because people finna come after you. They're gonna try to stay away from Ward because he playing so good. But they're gonna go after Thomas. He's gonna get a lot of balls in these next coming weeks. So he ain't got no time to feel sorry for himself or lick his wounds. Like, boy, you better get ready to play. They about to come for you.
Yes, sir. I was gonna actually ask you about Mooney because Mooney's basically having an MVP season. Not MVP season, but all-pro season at corner.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he the best corner the Niners have had in the last, I want to say, maybe, since your Super Bowl team? Outside of Richard Sherman.
Since Sherman.
Yeah.
Since Sherman. He got the same makeup as Sherman. Long, big, tall. He the best corner since Sherman. No doubt. Yeah. He holding it down.
100%. Now, let me ask you what you just said about Trent Williams, because, if he is injured and we have to go with Burford or whoever is on the right side, do you think that's going to impact the Niners? I mean, I think if Washington, like we talked about, they're in trouble. But against the Rams, who are basically streaking that last regular season game, do you think there could be some potential, trouble there?
Man, like I say, it depends on how healthy he is, how hurt he is. You know what I'm saying? Man, we gotta get Big Boy right. That's how he our rock, over there. You know what I'm saying? His energy, the way he play, I'm pretty sure, he get everybody fired up, and you can definitely notice when he ain't out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. Hopefully we can go take care of business.
Sorry. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, though, hopefully, man, we can get up on Washington and maybe get them out of there and get them some rest, next week and do the same thing against the Rams. But we need Big Boy in there, man. That left side was kind of caving. Once again, we saw it during the 3-game losing streak when he was out, that we pretty much couldn't do nothing consistently. You know what I'm saying? While he was gone. So if we lose Big Trent, sheesh, we're going to be in trouble. But, we got to get him healthy. Coach and them got to figure out a plan. They got to give him a couple of days off, let him get in that training room and get healthy.
100%. Yeah, no, hopefully he gets healthy. We need you, Trent. Big fella, number 71, have your autograph. Please get healthy. We need you, bro.
Please.
Please. All right. Well, not enough about Niners because, we kind of talked about, let me ask you one last question about the Niners before we switch topics. With the upcoming schedule, I mean, I believe that, the Niners should win out against, obviously, we both believe the Niners will destroy Washington. We believe that they'll beat LA. Do you see any potential upset in the NFC? Because I personally do not.
You talking about as it stands now? You talking about the playoff standings now?
Correct. Yep.
Let's see. Man, I don't know. I keep wanting to say Detroit is a dangerous team. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that, but they winning. It seems like they winning so much, and I'm like, dang, they 11-4. What the hell? So, so you know what I'm saying? We gotta watch out for them, man. Like, I think all the other teams better watch out for them because I don't know. It's just something about them. They winning. They got talent over there. They got young talent. If their young talent catch on fire, it's hard to stop that. They get their confidence. They feel like they belong. They go in there and show them vets. But I don't know, man. I think Detroit is a sleeper team in the NFC. I think they got Dallas got to watch out for them. Philly got to watch out for them. We got to watch out for them. I think we know what Philly is, what Dallas is. They not gonna catch nobody by surprise.
Yeah.
But Detroit, I think it's the one team over there that, they not really talking about a lot. But sure, if we lose one more game or Philly lose one more game, Detroit, the number 1 seed.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? They like right there from winning the whole NFC. So you got to respect that. It's hard to win in the NFL. So for them to be 11-4, that's really respectable.
100%. No, I agree with you. I was going to ask because now next question, which basically you alluded to, Detroit at Dallas. Detroit at Dallas. Dallas is undefeated at home. how do you see that game going? I mean, because Dak Prescott being Mississippi State Bulldog, and Detroit coming in hot. What you saying?
Yeah, oh, I'm riding with Dallas all the way though. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Hey,
only time I don't root for Dak is when he play us.
yeah,
He know how loyal I am, and I'm pretty sure he know just how I am. I'm gonna root for my team. You know what I'm saying? I love Dak, but I'm gonna stay with my team, man. You know what I'm saying? But I think against Detroit, man, I'm going with Dak. You know what I'm saying? I think he could go down there and light them up. And if they came to Dallas, he could beat them in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I think he a great quarterback. I think at one point he was playing MVP level too. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, they keep trying to say the quarterback's not playing great this year, but I don't think that's true, man. I think people just, stuck in the old. Everybody's so used to Rodgers and Brady and Big Ben and all the other guys, being the main guys. But they got to realize some new kids on the block. You know what I'm saying? And they got to accept it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so yeah, I think Dak is one of them guys, definitely. And I think he could definitely handle Detroit.
100%. No, I think so too. So I think to that point, that I think that if the Niners are able to win out and Dallas takes care of business against Detroit, there isn't any potential, in my opinion, upset in the playoffs, because then the Niners will have the first seed secure as long as Detroit gets knocked out at some point, which I anticipate them to do. Because I anticipate well, if Philly wins the NFC East, then Dallas is basically in a situation where they're the fifth seed. Dallas is not a good road team. So that's basically where I see Detroit kind of, mixing things up, or maybe Detroit stays up 2 seeds, but they might be more dangerous at home. But I think when it comes to the conference championship and those levels, I think Niners should be able to edge it out. Now, to your point about the AFC, we're going to transition. We're going to talk about your former team, the Bills, and Josh Allen. All right, let's talk about Mr. Josh Allen and how the Bills are doing right now. MVP discussion: Lamar, Brock, Tyreek, see Christian McCaffrey, Tua. Josh Allen and the Bills are basically are primed to make a postseason push, and they might be one of the hottest teams in the AFC. What is your take on the Bills and the MVP discussion with Josh and the season he's having?
Man, I think Josh is having one of those seasons. You know how many? I think he got like 40 some touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, man. The team hasn't been winning as much as they was last year. I want to say I think their record was better last year.
It was, yeah.
But but he's still awesome quarterback, awesome arm. Josh the total package, big time arm, can run it, tough, got the size. It's nothing he don't got. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's about him just making all the right decisions. Which is still hard to do, but I think it's just about him making all the right decisions out there and keeping the team in position to win the game and not turn the ball over. If he go out there and turn the ball over like Brock Purdy did this weekend, you know what I'm saying? They're going to lose. It's that simple. You're going to lose.
100%. Yeah, he leads the league in turnovers, I think, right? I think around 16 or 17, whatever it is. But I think to your point, right, 40 total touchdowns, 27 passing, 13 on the ground. I mean, he is, like you said, the complete package. Now, that leads me to my next question. If the Bills are able to keep this win streak going and they have to go play Baltimore in the AFC Championship game, who you got?
Oh, the Bills. The Bills. Because they done already beat them once. They sent them home one time. So I think they can do it. You know what I'm saying? I think they got the recipe to do it. They got great DBs. The Bills, to me, the Bills got the best secondary in the league. To me, I love their secondary that much. You know what I'm saying? So I think they can do it. They got what it takes to, cover for a long time, and they also got the guys inside and outside that can spy on Lamar and track him down. They got, like I said, they got a hell of a secondary. I think that's a place where we got to improve, 49ers, even though we got good DBs, you know what I'm saying? I like the way our dudes get down. But I think that is a place where we do need to improve there, But I feel like we can add one more, to the mix, either whether it's at corner or slot or safety, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, how many points Baltimore scored? They scored 33. Yeah. How many touchdowns did Lamar have?
2.
He had 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they didn't give up too much, but hey man, this is how I look at it. Even though we turned the ball over, I still expect for our defense to go out there and be a defense and get those stops. You know what I'm saying? I know we put them in tough situations, but I expect them to go out there and get them stops. Like in a big game like that, you got to be ready to do it as many times as we need you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we can't get tired out there today. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, if Brock turn it over, oh well, we got to go get it. You know, we
Yes.
need to stop or we got to hold them to a field goal. So I think the 49ers defense, I think they got to demand more of themselves. You know, even if we turn the ball over, they still got to demand that they going out there to get stops and they going out there to hold them to field goals and make them kick. So, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully the offense come around and we in it long enough to win it, you know, in the end. So, yeah.
You just made a great point, which I also agree with about secondary. So let me ask you this question: if they don't get a secondary or an additional corner, obviously Hufanga going out, you can see the gap kind of to that, to that point. Jared Brown's a rookie, but he's playing great. I mean, he's playing awesome, to step into that starting role at free safety. But if they're not able to get any secondary help, do you still think that this defense is equipped to make a run to the Super Bowl and actually be good enough to win it?
Yeah. Because, I like number 2. And like I said, 20 was playing good, up until, the other night he got exposed a little bit, but he was playing good, I thought. Up until then, we know how good Ward been playing. Our 2 guys on the back, 31 and the rookie. They've been solid, consistent. You know what I'm saying? I think we can win it with those guys back there, those 2 in the back. So, you know what I'm saying? I just think, in the offseason, we got to get another one, though, to go with our pass rush. It only makes sense, to go with our pass rush because our pass rush, it's good, but at the same time, too, it don't always get there. So we need great corners to go with that. Great corners, great pass rush. Oh, man, you got great defense.
100%. And actually, to that point about pass rush, I just read an article that I think this is breaking news for today. Sebastian Joseph Day from the Super Bowl champion with from yesterday. He won Super Bowl with the Rams against us, won the NFC Championship, and then won Super Bowl 2 years ago with the Rams. He just signed the 49ers. So So what do you think about, because signing that nose tackle help, obviously with Eric Armstead being out, do you think that helps anything at all? Or do you think we still, I agree. I think we still need to prioritize secondary in the offseason. But as of right now, for this postseason run, do you think he can be an instant value add? Because before he got cut, he had 3.5 sacks on the season.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, he's a Super Bowl champion. I'm pretty sure he a pro, at what he do. So, you know what I'm saying? I think, the guys got to get him in there and let him get – and then, and speaking on that, didn't we have some guys out for the game? Like, I think we had Armstead out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So our whole team wasn't there, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our whole team was there. So, man, that's another thing we looking at now. We got to get healthy.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of beat up. We kind of banged up right now. So, we got to get all our guys healthy, man. Like, playoff time, it can't be no excuses. Like, they got to come on with it. Like, those guys not dressing right now, okay, cool. We right now it's cool, but when them playoffs start, I don't care what they got going on. You got to get your butt out there.
100%.
Get out there.
100%. No, I agree with you. And actually, one more point to kind of what you asked about Lamar touchdowns. Even though he didn't have too many touchdowns, he was a leading rusher for the Baltimore Ravens. He had 6.5 yards per carry on 7 carries for 45 yards. So he was gashing left and right. I think Sebastian Joseph Day can add to that contained front 4 for mobile quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, man. And look, we just got to put it on our guys. We got to put it on the guys. Bosa got to play better. Chase Young, he played good, but forget he still got to play better. You know what I'm saying? Hargrave, we pay him all that money. He got to play better. You know what I'm saying? Armstead, we need the big boy out there. You got to get his butt out there. You got to call it for what it is. We need them playing hard and we need them dominating. The guys, we got to put it on our guys. They got to play better, and that's what because the players ultimately they're gonna go win the game. you know. So our front four that we got, and them guys coming behind them, they all got to be better. You know.
100%. I agree with you 100%. No, I think ultimately, as a concerted effort, the team needs to play better. Special teams, which is where you basically excelled in, before you became a starter. Ultimately, the Niners, I mean, they did pretty good on kick coverage. They only allowed, I want to say, 44 yards in the kick return game, 23 yards in the punt return game, so over less than 100 yards total on the day. Do you think that there's any value? I mean, obviously there's value, but do you think that can help the Niners in any way, shape, or form in the postseason?
Oh yeah. Because see, this is the thing about what our special teams was so good back in the day. We helped field position, like our defensive numbers. We helped our defense, because how we played and how we pinned offenses, how we never gave up anything big. That also goes into the defensive stat. You know what I'm saying? So, we was the reason why our defense was. We was one of the reasons why our defense was rated so high and rated so good. So, I'm pretty sure with our special teams being so good, that's the reason why our 49ers defense is rated so good. It all go hand in hand, it all go together. Flipping that field position, pinning them back, making them start from deep all the time, like that helps the defense. So, yeah, no doubt. That's our special teams being so good, that's gonna help us out tremendous.
100%. I agree with you. Now that my next question, because you're at the game, like I was at the game. You heard the song when the kickoff happened, right? Tony Montana.
Man, it's Tony Montana.
Yeah.
They were playing in Tony Montana. I was jigging with them. I was in there eating some chicken wings, and I heard them play it. Oh, I got up out my seat and ran out the door. I was on
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's what's up. Up. Now, only thing I would say, Jed York and the 49ers, they still gotta get the Tony Montana picture in the Hall of Fame, the 49ers Hall of Fame. Because when I walk through there again this year, I don't see us in there.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I'm like, hold up, man. Come on now. Because we brought the swag back to this thing. For we came back, it wasn't no juice. For real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no whole lot of juice in that stadium. We brought it back. So I think they need to respect that and put our picture up. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
I agree with you, baby. I agree. Awesome, baby. That was actually yesterday or Monday was the first time I actually went to the Hall of Fame. So I saw Dexter Carter, who's on the podcast. He was a kick returner from the '94 team. He won the Super Bowl with them. So his jersey's on display, 35. And then Grandy Cross, who won 3 Super Bowls, is on display. So I'm like, where's Boobie and the Tony Montana squad, man?
You feel me?
Yeah.
We changed the game, man. We set records. I think we opened it up. We made it more fun to come watch 49er games. You know what I'm saying? I think we all know what that did for the team. You know what I'm saying? It pumped our guys up. It just turned the whole environment up. From when I first got there to where it went, the 49er environment totally changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now you see you got Debo and Trent coming out with the speakers and rocking. Before we got there, 49ers wasn't interested in none of that stuff. And then, I'm just being honest. They wasn't interested in none of that stuff. But, guys like myself and guys after me, and guys that I played with, we kind of changed the culture around there. Now you see what it is now, but it wasn't always like that. So, yeah, that's why I say they got to put our picture up.
I got a question for you about that. This man right here on the wall, he was part of that old culture. But you can see how he's kind of evolved over the years. You got the chain out and swag.
Yeah.
Do you think y'all have basically had an impact on the culture of the organization, which kind of helped Jerry and the old timers, the legends, kind of also evolve and kind of how they perceived everything?
Oh, yeah, man. I know it was definitely different from how they did it. You know what I'm saying? We was definitely different. But, man, that's the game. The game is always changing. The names always changing in the game. You know what I'm saying? So, the style going to change. And, I think, for the older guys, we all love Jerry. We all love Joe and all those guys. But, we're going to do our thing with it. We're going to leave our mark and we're going to leave our imprint on it. And it's going to be different. Everybody can't be the same. It's different eras. It's just different style, different flow. So, I think they looking at that and they seeing it. And I done had a lot of the older guys come up to me and they love what we was doing, man. At alumni weekend, that's why I felt so good about moving back out here and coming back out here because, I got a lot of respect from the older guys, the older peers, just conversations, just knowledge, just, what I'm saying, talking to them. And yeah, man, the 49ers really do good, taking care of their former players and, giving us opportunity to all, converse and build that brotherhood. So I was like, man, let me come back and get some of that. Let me get back in there, you know what I'm saying? Because I was missing it back home in Mississippi. But I think the older guys make us comfortable enough to, be ourselves. Like when you see Jerry on the sideline, patting Brock on the butt, or giving Debo, his flowers, or Trent his flowers. I think it makes them more comfortable to do what they do. I think I know that, you know what I'm saying? Because once you get, that fist bump from the legends or that dap from the legends, you like, oh yeah, it's up. We doing our thing, you know what I'm saying? They rocking with us. So yeah, man, shout out to Jerry, shout out to all the, the older guys that come back and they show us love because that means a lot. That means a lot to them guys.
You shared a story about Charles Haley last time, talking his mess with you, right, at the alumni weekend.
Yeah, we
Talk to me
friends
about
now,
some of those stories.
I thought I was finna have to chip block him in there one day, you know what I'm saying? He was talking some noise to me. I said, all right, Charles, I'm with it too now. I chip block the hell out your ass in here. We'll fix you up, big boy. I know you was a dog, but we got something for you too. I told him, I said, we would have had something for you too. But nah, man, I love Charles, man. He's my type of guy. He's my type of guy. I watched him play. I love this game. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I like to shoot it with the fellas. I'm all about that.
100%. Talk to me about some of your stories if you don't mind sharing with some of the old timers.
With some of the old timers, let's see which one I had recent. Let's see. Like I said, man, alumni weekend was so fun. Oh, I remember talking to one of the alumni at the table. And the 49ers might be like they might be like all right, so this is story. So I was sitting at the table with one of the older 49 alumni that won a Super Bowl. So he had on the big ring. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. I'm like, ooh. I had on a Mississippi State ring. I couldn't pretty much top that. I said, man, you make me want to take my ring off. But so we got to chat. And him and his wife was sitting there, and me and my girl, we was sitting there, and we was just all talking. And he started talking about game day. And I was like, yeah, game day be lit, man. I love it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we can't get into BNY. I said, what? He said, man, yeah, we got these big old Super Bowl rings on our hand, and they won't let us in. I said, that ain't like that. I said, they like the 49ers alumni pin mean more than the Super Bowl around there. So I was like, oh, man, they got to fix y'all, man. Them boys should definitely be allowed to come in there anytime they want. They Super Bowl champions. I'm like, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, you can say that's one of my, stories that I seen that I had happen at the alumni weekend that I thought was kind of crazy, and it was kind of funny how we was talking about it. Cause I'm like, dang, you a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel bad. I almost want to give you my ticket now. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, the ones that did it y'all did it for real. Our mission kind of fell short, but man, I ain't lying. Them boys that really did it and really wanted, I got nothing but the utmost respect for them. You know what I'm saying? So if that meant me handing one of my tickets away, I would definitely do it just so he could get in there. So, but nah, man, I think we gotta still keep improving on that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what we doing inside. But man, for the most part, I love it all. You know what I'm saying? I love game days. I love going up there. And yeah. 100%. So that was one of my alumni stories.
100%. Love that. Thank you for sharing that. You mentioned kind of coming up short. This is a topic which seems to be discussed a lot, and I don't know why, but people were basically saying before the 2012 season, the Niners were undefeated in Super Bowls. They were 5-0. Do you buy into the mantra of being undefeated, or do you think there's a value of actually making it but coming up short?
Hold up. Hold up? Say that one more time. Say that one more
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. Do you buy into this narrative of perfection in Super Bowls, being 5-0 and undefeated, or do you think there's value in at least making the run and coming up short?
I mean, my thing is, you play to win. You
Yeah.
in it to win it. If you can go undefeated and win it, great. You know what I'm saying? That's great. That's what you want. Coming up short, man, nobody likes coming up short. I'm telling you, it's a nightmare feeling. You know what I'm saying? All the guys, we talk about it now, we still having nightmares about that shit to this day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's just where you at. That's just kind of where things go.
Recording in progress.
Okay, what we were just saying last time, right before you got interrupted, was kind of you were mentioning kind of it's you in it to win it, and you basically that's the ultimate bottom line. So are you saying? Let me just be clear, you would take away your 2012 season just to have that blemish removed?
Yeah. Man, I would take a Super Bowl undefeated season over coming up short any day. You know what I'm saying, man? That's not what you want to do, man. Like I was saying, me and some of the guys were still having nightmares about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good feeling, dog. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever scenario that causes us to win it, that's the one I want. You know what I'm saying? Not the one that you come up short because, man, it hurts.
All right, so 100%. Let's kind of go through some more matchups this weekend. We got the Miami Dolphins at the Baltimore Ravens. Who you got winning that game and why?
Baltimore, man. They're a hot team right now. They clicking on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got Baltimore.
Cincinnati and Kansas City.
Cincinnati and Kansas City. That's an interesting one. But Cincinnati offense kind of struggled last week, get going. And what other team what was the other? Kansas City?
Chiefs. Yeah,
Kansas City. I think they just now at the point where they know it's do or die. They gotta really get it going here, like ASAP. So I'm gonna go with Kansas City now.
All righty. And then moving on to the final week, obviously we got the Niners over the Rams. The Eagles at the Giants. Eagles almost lost to the Giants last week. Do you think the Giants? I mean, the Cardinals. I'm predicting the Cardinals obviously to lose the Eagles this weekend. But do you think that the Giants have a chance, or any of those teams have a chance to beat the Eagles and give Niners some breathing room?
Yeah, it's always a chance. It's always a shot. I really believe in that. Having played the game, and you know what I'm saying. It's always a chance that it could happen. So it's a chance that Washington can beat us this weekend.
Yeah.
Even though I know that'll be a horrific. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna be crying around this thing, balled up in blankets. But it's always a chance that you can lose.
100%. Yeah. And I think Baltimore could definitely lose to Pittsburgh in the final game of the season if they play like they did against Cincinnati on Christmas Day. So I'm hoping for that too.
Yeah.
Yes, now let's go through some season awards. Basically kind of up to this point, season's almost over. So who is your pick for MVP?
The NFL.
Yes.
You put me on the spot then.
Yes, sir.
MVP of the NFL right now, Lamar Jackson.
Not Christian McCaffrey?
Not Christian McCaffrey, no.
Lamar Jackson. All right. NFL Offensive Player of the Year.
NFL Offensive Player, Christian McCaffrey.
Not Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Christian McCaffrey. NFL. Yeah, I think that's a Comeback Player of the Year.
Comeback player. Let's go with who was out last year that's playing good this year. Let's go with OBJ.
OBJ. Okay. OBJ.
This is his first year back, right?
Yeah, first year back. Yeah.
He was out last year. Let's go OBJ.
OBJ. Okay. Let's switch over to college football real quick. I just want to ask your questions because now it's going to be New Year's Day, and we're going to have the CFP college football playoff. You're a head coach. The coach of the 49ers, Jim Harbaugh, has Michigan in the college football playoff. What are you seeing from this Michigan team, and what are you anticipating for them in this postseason?
Well, I just see Michigan, man, they playing like dogs. You know, they playing like a hardball team would play. You know what I'm saying? I seen one game they was playing against Ohio State. One of their best players got injured, but they didn't miss a beat. They just kept going. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell their team got the right spirit, you know, and the right energy about them to do great things. You know what I'm saying? Now, I hate this matchup with Alabama. I hate that Drew big bad Alabama because that don't look good for them. And you know, I'm an SEC boy.
Yes,
So I'm
sir.
gonna ride with the SEC every time. So I think, Jim, if you can hear me, I think you're in trouble, buddy. But I hope he win it. You know, I hope he do something to show us wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because I like Jim.
Just like my college coach, Keith Williams, coaching the Ravens, you know what I mean? If the Ravens somehow win the Super Bowl this year, I'll be happy for coach. You know, that's pretty much it. You know, same thing for you and
Right,
Harbaugh,
yeah.
right? If Harbaugh wins, you'll be happy for coach, you know?
Yeah, 2 years ago, man, I talked to him at the alumni thing. We came back, you know, we was all chit-chatting on the bus, you know, catching up on fun time, had some laughs. I like Coach Harbaugh, man, you know, but I just don't like the Alabama matchup for him. I said, whoever get Bama, ooh. So after they knocked off Georgia, I said, boy, they getting an angry team that's ready to play. So Michigan, y'all better be ready.
Be ready.
They better be ready.
Be ready. Okay, to wrap this up, we're going to talk about kind of what you're doing off the field right now. You mentioned the All-Star game, and you mentioned a few other things. Talk to me about, you know, what you're doing off the field currently.
So, you know, man, this was Coach Dixon, first time coaching in the CCS division out here. I was with Lee High School, you know, and we was able to win our first playoff game in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Won a division. I don't know when the last time they did that, but we won a division. But man, winning that playoff game was really big because I didn't know that they hadn't won one. You know what I'm saying? And my coach that I was coaching with, he said in his 19 years, when I first got here, he said in his 19 years, he haven't won one yet. So I was like, you know what, coach? Oh, hell no, it's time to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm a winner. I like to win. We about to push these kids and we about to go do something great. We're going to do something special. And we did, man. I was so proud of our boys because we got a lot of underdogs, I feel like. You know, a lot of guys that nobody really, you know, writing about or talking about, but we was beating teams left and right that we weren't supposed to beat, you know, with Division I athletes on their team. So, you know, man, I'm so proud of my guys, man. So shout out my Lehigh Longhorns, shout them boys out, man. And we still talking about running it back for another year. You know, nothing's been finalized yet, but yeah, man, that's what been doing. Just been out here in the community. I'm also coaching in the Get Sport Focus All-Star game. And I'm going to be coaching on the Heroes team. And I just been loving being out there, seeing some of the best players from the area out there, working with them, talking to them. You know what I'm saying? It's been a cool little deal. So, man, yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm doing what I was doing in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it in a different place. I just done relocated. And I'm loving it, man. So, yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
100%. I just want to ask you because last time you were on the show, you mentioned the frustration working with the kids in Mississippi and kind of, you know, because, you know, you're from the NFL and you expect a standard. Did you have that same level of growing pains with Lehigh before this playoff, or kind of how did your season progress?
Man, actually, man, you know, it wasn't that much of a fight with them, which I love. You know what I'm saying? You know, from my personality to my knowledge to, you know, I like to draw up plays, you know what I'm saying? I do think I'm an offensive coordinator in the making, you know what I'm saying? But man, like I said, with my crew in Mississippi, with the guys in Mississippi, it was like pulling teeth. You know, it's hard to get them to see things the way I seen it. You know, the recommendations I was making, they weren't always took in how I wanted them to be taken in. And you know what I'm saying? We struggle, we clash. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I thought it was time for me to move and get up out of there and, you know, try something different. You know what I'm saying? When I came out here, telling you, man, shout out to Coach Kyle Padilla. You know, he just, you know, took me in with open arms. Me and him talked a lot. You know, I sent them text messages nightly, you know, after every practice, just giving them recommendations on stuff that we could do. And man, it just felt more of a comfort zone. You know, I felt more, you know, comfortable working, going to work, when you feel like you're being heard and you feel like you know what I'm saying, your input is being taken into consideration, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's like I said, I done put, the Mississippi deal in the past. I done moved on, but yeah, I was definitely frustrated there, but man, I've been happy out here for sure.
100%, 100%. Glad to see you're doing great. To wrap this up, let me ask you, what are your New Year's resolutions?
My New Year's resolution, man, just to keep getting better, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, how us athletes do. At the end of the year, we always try to sit down and look at what we did and, how we did and see how we can make it better. See where I can tweak it here or adjust here to just make everything I'm doing better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep it simple, man. I'm going to say that, man, just keep getting better. Just keep getting better as a person, off the field and a coach on the field,
100%. I'm sorry, I have one more question. Super Bowl pick, drop it.
Super Bowl pick, 49ers versus Bills.
Okay, and who wins?
I think it's going to be the first Super Bowl that ever ends in a tie. No, man, Bills fans going to be mad at me, man, but I'm going to say the Niners going to take that thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. That's
Bills Mafia, man. Shout out Bills Mafia, man. I love Bills Mafia.
100%. Shout out Bills Mafia, and obviously all the faithful tuned in. Follow Anthony at Anthony Boobie Dixon on Instagram. Also Boobie Dixon 24 on Twitter. Any of our socials we want to drop, Boobie?
No, I think you said it. Instagram, Twitter. That's all I really be on like that. I don't really do the other ones like that. So that's good.
100%. All right. Boobie, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem, dog. Appreciate you.